Welcome to the Fantasy Football Picks and Bets show on the Mayo Media Network. I am your host, as always, Scott Simpson, and we are presented again by PrizePicks. Check out PrizePicks in the link down below. Right now, if you sign up, they will give you a $100 deposit match bonus as soon as you sign up. Make sure you use the code MMN, that's the Mayo Media Network, to get that amazing deal. Tell them Scott sent you as well. As always, today, I'm welcomed on Tuesday night by my co-host, one of my favorite people in the fantasy industry, making money. Content is fire completely. My guy, LQ, the real deal fantasy on Twitter. How you doing, brother?
What up? It's Tuesday. We got some money to make, man. Another week, another grind.
Yeah, and this week it's going to be all the Cardinals because apparently, there's some situations brewing over there in Green Bay. Unfortunately, Aaron Rodgers is not going to have a couple of his top passing options this week, with Adams likely out and then also Lazard out as well. So we're kind of limiting ourselves here to a Cardinals-esque slate, but we got a great, PrizePicks slate to kind of break down here. And we're going to look at it starting right away, jumping in. Make sure you use code MMN down in that PrizePicks section down below. Here's what we're going to look at. We're going to look at the rushing props. We're going all Cardinals here. We've got three of them on the board. You got the two running backs, and then, of course, Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray coming in 26 and a hook. Chase Edmonds, 36 and a hook. And then Connor with the biggest number, 48 and a hook. So out of these three, LQ, who are you leaning towards? Who is the easy money, or is there no easy money this week?
It may not be easy money, but I do like James Conner for 48 and a hook. I mean, it looks like a little reach, but again, they have the leverage with everybody out basically for the Packers. I mean, I honestly like how Chase Edmonds is running, even though he's dealing with a slight shoulder injury. So he might be slightly limited, but Connor is out there. He's running hard. Like, he's trying to prove a point. So this 48 and a hook, I like it.
Yeah. And then also the total in the game used to be 3, now it's up to 6.5. So the public is kind of betting that there's going to be a blowout. I don't know if that's going to happen, but 7 points almost, that's a big number in a football game. Most games are decided by a little bit less than that in the current market that we're in the NFL. So I like that. Chase Edmonds, 36 and a hook. I think I'd be a little more comfortable, like you said, if he wasn't a little bit banged up. He ran hard last week. And at the end, you saw the last 4 drives were just running.
Yeah. I think if it is a blowout, then, both of them can hit it. I mean, you got James Conner back-to-back games. He had over 60 yards, so I love it. And Chase Edmonds, he just put up, 81 yards on the ground. I mean, we haven't been really looking at him as the pure runner, but he put up 120 against my Rams. So he is the guy that can be running the ball as well. So I like both of them. I just like the upside for both of them. But James Conner, I think he's going to hit that for sure, though.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that as well. Let's jump down to Kyler Murray and his passing yards. So 268 and a hook for Kyler. With kind of the news that Rodgers is missing most of his weapons, what do you think the game script kind of looks like? Is this something that's attainable for him? Are they going to kind of be more on the ground and not need him to pass for as much? What do you think?
This is scary because I feel as though, it might be a blowout, but it might be a blowout because they're getting it done on the ground as well. Being that they have Chase, they have Kyler running out of his mind and stuff like that. Like, I think, this could be obtainable if the game gets out of hand early. Then we're looking at them running the ball a ton. So I'm not too sure. He can end up with like a 199, but have like a ton of yards, and the Cardinals are up by like 27. And it's like, you're playing a little gamble here with this. This is probably the one I'm going to fade.
Yeah. And also, let's say that the defense steps up. It happens. You're starting offense is not in a position. Defense tightens it up a little bit. You have to play. It's also, a Thursday night game. So it's prime time. Those games seem to draw a little bit more eyes than the other Sunday night games or Sunday games. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to go the under as well. Let's talk about the receptions, his receivers he's going to be throwing to. There's only 2 props on the board. One is for Christian Kirk. The other right now is for Chase Edmonds. Christian Kirk, 3 and a hook, and then Edmonds at 3. Either one you're favoring?
I'm favoring Kirk, being that he's stepping up, he's making plays. I mean, 2 weeks ago, he just had like a 30% target share. So he's stepping up and showing out. So yeah, I'm gonna smash me some Christian Kirk.
Yeah, and I'm going to fade the Chase Edmonds here. It sounds like, 3 receptions. That's not that big of a deal. But for running backs, if you're getting like 4 or 5 targets a game, that's a big deal. You can get 3 receptions any one-off game, but I don't know if that's the game script that they're going to need in this matchup. I don't think they're going to be targeting him necessarily. So I'm going to fade the Chase Edmonds 3 receptions. Let's talk about some receiving yards now. And we've got we're strictly going cards. So we've got only Cardinals there. So if you're like, hey, where are the Packers? There's a few Packers that are featured in the fantasy point section, which is nice. We'll give you a few options. Aaron Jones is in there, but right now only options are Kyler Murray's receivers and running backs. So let's talk about them. Do you have a favorite out of D Hop, Christian Kirk, Rondale Moore, AJ Green? He's got a bunch of receivers.
I was about to say this looks all attractive, man, but if we're gonna like play it safe, I'm gonna go with the Ertz. Ertz 30 and a hook. That's very low for him to step up last week and end up finding the end zone. So I feel as though this offense is schemed out a little bit similar to, I guess, to his understanding, like where he's coming from, the Eagles, Philadelphia. 30 and a hook, that's like super low for Zach Ertz, who's very talented. And we see Kyler Murray spreading the ball around. Like we're seeing AJ Green hold the same amount of target share as the DeAndre Hopkins. So the 44 and the hook is also attractive. I like that too.
Yeah, I agree with you. And then, I mean, for me, Rondale Moore 30, the guy needs one or two plays to hit that.
Exactly.
And so maybe this isn't the game for it, but one of these games it is going to be. His low number is just, it's an easy smash. So maybe not this matchup, but I do like me some Rondale Moore. Let me just say one thing. I did listen to Pat, our fearless leader, Pat Mayo, questioning on Sunday whether or not Zach Ertz could fit into the Max Williams role, and if there was a role for him. I think we've seen a little bit that would indicate I think there is a role for him. I do think that this is going to be a really good play. And so that was something that kind of got me just thinking when Pat said that, what would it look like? We don't know. But so far, the yards, I think they will be there in this matchup. Let's talk touchdowns now. everyone loves touchdowns. People love we got a couple of touchdown totals. One is a totals, not a passing or rushing. It's Kyler Murray total touchdowns 2.5. What do you think about that?
We could do it. We could full send it, being that he could run one in. If it's total, he can run one in, throw one in, and then another one towards garbage time, I guess, or whatever, just to put the nail in the coffin for the Packers defense. So I do like it 2 and a hook. Long as it's total, I'll full send that all the time.
Yeah. No, and then the other one on the board is D Hop getting a receiving touchdown. So a little bit more, dicey there, but it's a hook. Do you think D Hop scores in this game, or do you think the Pack secondary keep him out of the end zone?
I'm gonna say that he scores. I mean, 3 games in a row, back-to-back games, he scored. So let's roll with it. DeAndre Hopkins in the end zone.
Yeah, it's interesting how they're kind of using their receivers when they get down to the red zone. They're like, "Oh, DeAndre Hopkins, I remember you. Let's get you the ball." Yeah. His fantasy points are down. His targets are down. His target shares are down, but he's still a red zone threat. He's still one of the best red zone options that they have there, besides maybe AJ Green. But I think both of them are our go-to guys. So I like that. Let's talk about how that translates into fantasy points now. So we have a couple of totals. I'm going to lead with the Packers just because, we got 3 Packers on the total. So it's crazy. Aaron Jones at 17. What do you think about that?
Smash it right now. It's only Randall Cobb running out there, running routes. We're going to see exactly what Alvin Kamara did, this past Monday, what Aaron Jones is about to put on this Thursday. It's going to be insane. 17, smash it. Smash.
I love that. And I'd be wary if they took it off the board once they see all the action of people. So bet it now. Get it in there now. Get your picks in there right away. Lock it in, right? Lock and load for that content, that fire content only. Seriously. I love this. I think that Aaron Jones might be also one of the best plays if you're doing showdown, DraftKings, anything like that, stuff like that. Aaron Jones, a real big play this week. What about some of the weapons that he does have left? Aaron Rodgers has Randall Cobb out there at 11 fantasy points, and then Robert Tonyan came back from the dead last week. His mullet and all caught a touchdown. 8 points for him. Either one of those, you think, because they're the only ones featured, that they're going to have to score, or do you think the card shut them down?
I think Robert Tonyan steps up over that 8 because we know that Aaron Rodgers has trust issues. So he trusts Robert Tonyan. So therefore, he can easily get in the end zone for 6. And what is that? Like, two catches and 20 yards. He's already past that 8, with that being on the table. So I definitely feel as though the 8 is a smash. That's an absolute smash. Stack that with the Aaron Jones and Randall Cobb with 11. He has to trust. His trust is big with Rodgers. So Randall Cobb smashed with 11 points as well.
Yeah, if those are the only people that are on the field, the Packers, they're going to score points, and they're not going to blow out, get you the 100 points or 80 points or make you love Tyreek Hill again, which he can do that. They're not going to do that, but they can get you 8. Robert Tonyan can 8 points. I think that's very attainable. So, all right, I love it. Please make sure that if you are not subscribed to the Mayo Media Network, click right now, subscribe, like, let's get lots of likes in here. And then also down in the description, sign up for PrizePicks, use code MMN, get that $100 deposit match guarantee, and you can flip that and make some money using LQ's picks. Come on, guys, let's do this. And ladies, yeah, it's free money. Let's do this. All right. One of the other segments we like to do each week, we jump into start sit. I reached out to the tweeters and got some feedback from the fans. Let's talk a little start sit. We're going to jump in with running backs. No one had any quarterback questions, but they did have a few running back questions. So next week, Elijah Mitchell, who looks really good, or the rookie Herbert out of Chicago. Where are you leaning this one?
I'm leaving Herbert because we have to understand Herbert just put up 100 yards on the #1 rushing defense. Like that just went under the radar. Like, I'm sorry, I wasn't believing in him. I doubted him just a tad bit, but he's the only running back this season to put up 100 yards on the Bucks on the ground. And that is why I'm rolling with him until the train stops.
Yeah, no, I like it. And not that Elijah Mitchell isn't good. He's good. But yeah, he's not the only game in town, and we'll talk about that later. We may have Trey Lance coming back. That kind of changes the dynamic of the offense. We'll see. We're not sure yet. Let's talk about this. Is a crazy. Somebody tweeted this out to me today. They said I have to fade one of these running backs, and I was just like, you humble bragger.
You asshole.
You mother. They got Zeke. They got Jonathan Taylor, Najee Harris, and Lenny Fournette. I was just like, oh my gosh. So this week, are you fading any of them? Is there somebody you're looking at and going, I don't like their matchup, or maybe Lenny against the New Orleans Saints, or
he has it in order of what he's thinking. I feel like, I mean, obviously you fade Lenny out of these guys. I mean, all these guys have better matchups. I feel like Lenny might get game scripted out. He might not see those 20 touches that we've seen back to back games. I feel as though New Orleans, they showed us that they're still tough to run against, but who knows, man? It's a little weird. But when you have that stack, that lineup as your running backs, of course, you got to sit Lenny out of that.
Yeah, no, I agree. And Harris is going against Cleveland, not the Cards. Sorry. I'm excited, though, just to see and check in with him at the end of the week to see what his scores are. Because if you're not winning,
jerk.
Yeah, you must. So, all right, let's talk about wide receivers. I think every single person who reached out to me wanted to know about Devonta Smith this week. I mean, almost every single person. So it's a very Smith-heavy focus here, even in flex when we get down to flex in a minute. So Devonta Smith against the Detroit Lions this week, or Brandon Cooks versus your LA Rams.
Homecoming to him, low key. But
every team could be a homecoming for Brandon Cooks, by the way.
Yeah, that is true. He'll be traded next season. But man, it's a tough one because you got to go with old reliable. But I feel as though this LA Rams defense is playing like out of their mind right now. So we might see, Cooks get a little hindered there. I understand he's like the most reliable QB proof guy out there right now, but I'm gonna go with Smith, man. The volume's there. Detroit defense is not playing the best against their wide receivers. I feel as though Smith can actually, hopefully, find the end zone because he hasn't found it in about 7 weeks or 6 weeks since week 1, basically. So hopefully this is the game where he could find the end zone and it's not in garbage time. So let's go Eagles this week.
And if Tyrod Taylor is coming back, which he's coming off the IR soon, then I'm full sending Cooks. But until he's back, Davis Mills.
I don't even think Tyrod Taylor can withstand an Aaron Donald chasing him. He might pull that Hemi right back again.
I am not coming back this week.
Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey. Nah, I'm good.
No, we'll check it out next week. A bye? Okay, I'll take it. That's a win. So next person boasting again here. They've got Antonio Brown, Jerry Jeudy, or Emmanuel Sanders. So AB going up against New Orleans. Yeah, they have some good corners. I know that DK Metcalf made Marshawn Lattimore look like a little punk yesterday. AB could do the same. Jeudy against the worst cover corners in all apparently this year, or Emmanuel Sanders against Miami and their backup corners.
I don't even care if I get this wrong, but we're loading up Jerry Jeudy, man. I'm full sending him. He's back. I'm happy to just place him in my starting lineups. We missed him dearly. Jerry Jeudy season starts right now.
I'm with you 100%. And if you're playing DraftKings and you want to stack attack 5,400 and then 4,900, that's ridiculous. I mean, it's like a 10-3 stack, a 10-4 stack. I mean, it's just so cheap. You got to look at that against Washington, the worst. They give the most points to quarterbacks, the most. So I know that Bridgewater hasn't been great this year, but against Washington, he can be good enough. Price down. Just saying. Yeah. All right. So we got a couple options here. Second-year wide receiver, and then also a couple of rookies. So we've got Chase Claypool versus the Browns, and then Waddle, and then Smith again versus Detroit. Who are you favoring in this matchup?
Buffalo's defense week after week has shown us they're the real deal. No pun intended for me, but I feel as though Smith is the best bet here. Claypool, it worries me a little bit. Division game, Big Ben still not being Big Ben. He's still a tad bit broken, but I think this is a Deontay Johnson game against the Browns, not a Claypool game. So I'm going Smith versus Detroit.
Smith is 2 for 2 so far, folks. If you're keeping home, and I will say this as well: the game in Pittsburgh, or I'm not sure if it's in Cleveland, it could just be a running game. They could just be Najee Harris could just be getting 1,000 runs / receptions out of the backfield, and then you could just have Dearness Johnson running the football the whole time. And if Chubb comes back, he could just run that could just be a terrible game for receivers, or you could have Claypool go off for 4 touchdowns, but as he does against the Bengals, so I'm not too worried about that. Let's jump down to some flexes now. We're gonna, real quick, rapid fire. I've got Devontae Smith, Laviska Shenault, or Michael Carter.
Ew, not Michael Carter, but I'll go Smith again, man. It's an easy one.
Yeah. All right. Same type of formula. We've got Brandon Cooks, Devontae Smith, and then throw in Zach Moss.
I might get this one wrong, but I'm gonna go with Smith again.
I think that's the hat trick or the bowling. There's been four Smiths. So all right, last one. Promise you no Smith. This is 3 different options. So Darnell Mooney, we got Pollard, and then we have a Scott sighting. Is it Bart Scott? No, it's Boston Scott. I kid. Boston Scott now relevant with the Miles Sanders injury. Who are you leaning in this matchup?
I'm leaning Pollard 100% here. Mooney, man, it's tough. Monkey Knife. I am at 9.5 fantasy points last week, by the way. No plug-in, I'm sorry. But I put all my money on that and got destroyed. Thanks, Fields and Matt Nagy. So Boston Scott, I don't think he's ready to step up. We watched 7 weeks in a row of, basically Miles Sanders disappointing us week after week. So why would we put in Boston Scott now? It doesn't make sense. So Pollard.
Yeah, I like that call. All right, real quick, let's transition to some of these NFL injury news and some updates. We talked about Adams and Lazard being out. D-Hop not at practice today. Keep an eye on. Could just be a rest day, but if he is out or has to miss the game on Thursday, all those prize picks for all the receivers.
Just goodbye. You're not betting this week.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. They're going to take it. There could be nothing there. So
what color is the Gatorade?
Hammer those now. Speaking of Miles Sanders too, ankle injury, looks like he's week to week. And then Josh Jacobs, another running back, left the game with a chest injury. I'm not sure if it's broken ribs or what that's going to be.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Yeah, it is weird. And the thing is, they don't have to disclose everything. Like last year, Drew Brees broke his whole chest. They didn't tell us. We knew. We watched him on the sideline not be able to breathe. But besides that, but they can just say, shoulder or chest or whatever. But I'd monitor Josh Jacobs. I think he's going to be out this week. And then Jonnu Smith finally breaks out last week and has some catches, and he gets hurt with a shoulder injury, looking to miss a little bit of time too. How do you feel about the Patriots tight end situation?
It's a 50-50 split, believe it or not, when it comes to targets. Johnny Smith's the number 1 red zone target there in the tight end room, but I feel as though this shoulder injury just hinders him a lot. You're just giving Hunter Henry time to shine and breathe. So might not be good for Johnny Smith rest of the season.
No, it might be great. And Hunter Henry has a touchdown streak, 3 or 4 in a row. So there's another chance to add to that. So later, look at the prize pick, see if they put a Hunter Henry touchdown on there. Might be a little low hanging fruit. I don't know. A couple of people who are out and are going to miss time. Zach Wilson, knee injury. They traded for Joe Flacco. So, your season's over. The Jets, their season was over anyway. This season's always over. No kidding. My daughter, London, not a huge football fan. A little bit. We were watching a game the other day and she goes, it was the Atlanta game against the Jets in England, and her name's London. It's in London. She's very excited about it. I'm like, oh, it's the Jets. She goes, oh, the Jets suck. They're going to lose. I said, you've been down here 1 second. How do you know the Jets suck? She's like, they just suck so hard. And I was like, all right, she knows. So Joe Flacco's there. Sorry, guys. On the other side of the AFC East, which does not suck, Dawson Knox, he had hand surgery. He's going to miss a few weeks. He's out. I think that gives a bump to all the other players who are on the Buffalo Bills.
Rough. That's right, man.
That's not good.
On the roll.
He was looking like the new Travis Kelce, really downfield, being able to move and just, I mean, he looked great. So that's disappointing. Jarvis Landry didn't practice today. Keep an eye on him. He's got that knee issue. Darren Waller missed time last week, kind of not unexpectedly, but he cropped up. He wasn't on our report last week, so he's still questionable. Keep an eye on him. And then we've got the whole Giants offense still are questionable. Saquon's questionable.
Giants are questionable this week.
Giants are questionable. They're always questionable. They got to win though, but they're questionable. Galladay, Shepard. They really do need Kadarius Toney back. It sounds crazy. I was reading something today about how they were trying to use Evan Ingram in that role in the space and kind of create. He can't do it. No one is going to do the same thing that Kadarius Toney can do. So they do need him back. We'll see if that happens. Trey Lance might be coming back this week. Gronk has a chance to come back. So those are some players to monitor. And then we get some good players back. We get Jerry Jeudy back this week.
Yes.
We talked about that. Really excited about that. And then Nick Chubb should be back. And then hopefully Dak Prescott does not miss time. He won't be back, but if they would have played last week, I don't think he would have played. He had a bye. So he is looking like he's on track to be at practice on Wednesday. But I'm somebody who rosters him in my BFFs league. I want to make sure I'm checking the practice reports.
Scott Fishbowl.
Yes, Scott Fishbowl. He's my guy. So kind of matters. And then Aaron Rodgers is my guy too. So it's disappointing. Yeah, I got a couple of guys with COVID issues on their team and then injuries, but we'll make it. We made it. We got through the show. LQ, you're the man. I appreciate you, brother. I can't think of a better partner, somebody I could mix up with every week than you. I thank you so much for your time. Where can people find you and where can they fall in love with the fire content only?
Hey, you guys can follow me at Real Deal Fantasy HQ on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all the great places. Got an article coming out from Downtown Rams. You need to get on that. Got some great information coming from that. Of course, here at the Mayo Media, I'm bringing fire content only and loud shirts, of course.
I love the loud shirts. I can't pull that off. I'm not as good looking. Even though I am half of the world's sexiest DFS show for now, Chalk Blocked with Bo McBig Time. You can check us out 10 p.m. on Saturday nights. Also, Fantasy Millionaires 9:30 Monday night. We talk football, we talk fantasy, we talk everything DFS. Last week we were talking about President Trump's new account that got hacked. So lots of fun stuff. Yeah, really good times. Please do sign up for PrizePicks. Go sign up right now down in the description. I'm not letting you leave until you signed up for PrizePicks. Code MMN for the Mayo Media Network. You get that $100 deposit match guarantee right in your account like instantly. I already got it. I got mine in. And because I work for them, I got paid too. So double for me. So please do go sign up right now. You can play in those streets and there's no touts like me that you got to go against, just the house. And we've seen there's some numbers that you can win on the house. So please do that. Check out LQ and me. We'll see you next week, everybody. Peace.
Peace.